Good morning. Corey here again. It's Tuesday morning. Recording, probably going to call this week 2A video. I anticipate that I will need to record some extra stuff for you this week, as well as I'm considering moving some of our stuff that we're doing, I think, to let's say like maybe like a WordPress site or a wiki or something like that, where we can maybe guarantee that you guys have access to the stuff that you need throughout the week. So I'm contemplating that, so I'll keep you updated on that. So the main things I want to cover in this video as quickly as possible for you is, so first of all, the blog posts. So those are really, really good. I think the main thing that I would address as far as the blog posts are concerned would be about discourse community. And while most of you did a really, really good job of pinpointing a specific discourse community, when it comes time to put your research guide together, it's going to ask you for the aims and the goals of that discourse community. And what happens a lot of times is students will take that to mean the job aspect of that discourse community, as opposed to the mechanisms and participatory mechanisms and the Lexis that that community uses amongst each other, not between you and your clientele or the public or whatever the case may be, right? So make sure that your goals and the aims that you start with right at the very beginning of this particular research guide addresses the goals and the aims of how members of that discourse community, other professionals, academics, how are they communicating with each other? That is the level that you kind of want to be at, if that makes sense, as opposed to the level of communication from you as a professional in that field to your other clients, or whatever they're called, depending on what you're doing, your patients, in some cases, your clients, your whatever. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you differentiate between that when you're looking at this, because if you get started up on the wrong path, then everything else on your personal research guide kind of starts to break down. And so we want to make sure we start off right on the right foot. So let's see. I'm going to minimize myself here for a minute or two. And so here's Project 1, Personal Research Guide. Let's see, let's go down here to Week 2 activities. And so I want to show you, watch the Week 2 video. Like I said, this is going to be probably Week 2A, so there'll be some other stuff. Make sure you read the Wordle piece. And then the student sample text, Project 1, it says that they are linked below, and I just noticed this morning that they are not linked below. So I'm going to go get those at some point today and link those below for you. Okay, so please be patient with me there. Follow your research plan. And then number 4, we are not having a group conference session. Okay, as I may have sent out, I know I've sent out several messages, but if you are just joining us, which I know a couple of you just joined the class, no, we're not participating or doing the group conference sessions this semester. If at any time you want to meet with me over the internet or via some other, or if you want to meet me here on campus or whatever, you just have to let me know and I'll make myself available, okay? And then, of course, we'll upload our drafts of Project 1 by Friday. That also says linked below. I have actually removed that link because we may not do that through Blackboard, just to save ourselves some headaches perhaps this weekend. So I'll have that for you forthcoming, and then I'll follow that up with how we're going to do the peer response. So one thing I do want to draw, so you're watching Week 2A video, right, so to kind of get us started for the week. So not only do I want you to read the Wordle piece, but I want you to start thinking about how you are going to put your personal research guide together. So I have provided for you, and let me click on this scaffolding sheet is what I call it. And it is for lack of a better term, an outline that kind of will take us through basically all the sections that I hope to see or would expect to see for this assignment, if you will. So it has, like starting off with the goals, participatory mechanisms, mechanisms of communication, etc., etc. So if Blackboard will load this for it, for us. This is why we're going to move, I think, I'm going to have to move some of the stuff off-site because we've, and I'm sure you are too. All right, so that's not going to load, so I will pull it up here, right on my computer. Research Guide Scaffolding Sheet. So, it's based on Swale 6, and what I have basically done is I've taken the Project 1 assignment sheet, methodology, how it wants you to do this, and all the things it told you to do, and I just, okay, here is an organizing heuristic that you can use as the student. So, introduction. You should have an introduction. Definition of your discourse community, the goals, and if you have an interviewee or maybe people that you are talking to. Okay? So, understood by practicing member as well as any professional. Mechanism, at least 3 major communicative practices. Are these conferences? Is it academic journals? Are there other ways that they participate in? And this is, again, this is between community members, not from the community down. This is a more of a lateral, how they're communicating with each other. So now we want to get more specific, a list of prominent participatory mechanisms. And this is where I encouraged a lot of you, through a lot of my comments, is to find those major academic journals, conferences, databases, or other forums that are important. Genre. A lot of your genres are probably going to be the same. They probably are going to be a combination of probably 2 or 3 of the following genres. The academic argument, or the academic paper, right? The conference presentation. Okay, so basically they're going to be writing articles, you're going to be designing maybe abstracts, and maybe there are, for some of you, there might be a third mechanism, right, where there might be something in particular that your particular, that might be forums, or other types of feedback. There might be letters to the editor in some of these some of these publications, journals, etc. You want to look at the lexis. What are specific words? What's the vernacular acronyms? Key acronyms and important terms that you need to know to become a member. Membership requirements, and then through all of this that you're doing, when you find some of these journals up here, right, in number 2, or number 3, excuse me, where you list specific journals, you want to find out not only that, but talking with your the mentor that you talk to, we're going to find out what are some significant changes, right, in the last 5 to 10 years, major topics. What's going on? What is the current research showing? What's the major conversation kind of all about right now? And then based on all that, what are your own research questions about the contemporary major topics? What are some things that you would like to find out more about based on your conversation, the lexis, these academic articles, things that you're looking at, really diving into this discourse community and what conversations are taking place right now. So those would be your 2 to 3 research questions, right? And then, last but not least, obviously you'll have bibliographic references, works cited. So if you consulted somebody, you would list that interview. When you look at some of these journals to come up with some contemporary research, you might quote or reference some of those, so you'll need to make sure and do all those things properly. Okay, so I have this for you. So, all right, looks like Blackboard did finally make this available to us, so that's good. It took a little while. So this is here if you're and use this as a guide. I do not have a problem at all if you have an introduction, a mechanism, if you have basically these 8 sections plus a bibliography, a references, or a work consulted list. You understand that? If you label, you have introduction, and then you write an introduction, then you label the next section, right? So you subheadings, mechanisms of intercommunication, and you write the paragraph, participatory mechanisms, and you address those things, genres, you address those things under these headings. I'm totally fine with that, okay? It also help you make sure you don't miss anything. Right? A lot of students want to go off script and, well, I'm going to write it and do it this way. Well, that's fine. I'm going to be grading, evaluating your work on these 9 things. These 9 things need to be there to receive a passing grade. All right. All right, so you guys have that. Like I said, it's here. Hopefully you can access it. I'm going to make this video available, just sending you the link right to my YouTube video channel, so you can at least watch this video and see that. If you're having trouble getting that information, let me know. I'll maybe try to just email this directly to you, and then I'm going to work on establishing, hopefully at some point later today, an off-site location for us. Maybe we can facilitate so we don't get too far behind, etc., etc. So I wish you all a most wonderful day. Keep up the good work, and I'll be back with you very shortly.